Hey everyone, I'm Steve Adubato. We kick off the show. Look, he's got all kinds of promotion behind him. It's Jim Kirkos, who is the president and CEO of Meadowlands Chamber. Hold on, Jim. Before we get into this, first let me say you're a trustee of the Caucus Educational Corporation. What's all the promotional stuff going on behind you?
Well, I am coming to you live from our visitor center here at what I call the MCHQ in Lyndhurst. And in our visitor center, we're promoting all the destination assets and attractions to the region. That's what we do.
Well, let me ask you this. For years, we talked about American Dream. We actually taped a half-hour special from American Dream connected to the New Jersey Sharing Networks. They had the transplant games there, which was awesome. And I know you're very involved with the Sharing Network as well. But here's the thing. I'm sitting there going, Kirkos is now talking about a convention center. We're going to show some aerial shots, but seriously, Jim?
Yeah, seriously.
A convention center? Explain that market, which I don't get.
Okay, so when you think about the Meadowlands Sports and Entertainment Complex and the assets that are already there, right? Think about the millions and now billions of dollars that have been invested in a brand new stadium and a brand new racetrack and an American Dream. And so when you think about the marketplace in the future and how we can leverage the sports complex to be what it was, 30 years ago when they first built the track, the arena, and the original Giant Stadium, we have an opportunity here to add an element of a destination asset like a convention center that's multi-use. Now, the real key here is the multi-use, multi-purpose. Youth and amateur sports, events, conventions, meetings, conferences, all of those types of things to come to the sports complex, fill our hotel rooms in the entire North Jersey region, and then support the assets that have already been invested in the stadium, the track, and now American Dream. You're
bullish on this, Jim.
Oh, I'm very bullish on it, and I think what we'll talk about a little bit today, hopefully, is some of the results of the phase one market analysis. We've conducted a study by a national reputable firm about whether this is. Don't take it from me. Let's hear.
What do they say? Tell us what they say.
Yeah, in short, the experts said every box that needed to be checked relative to the marketability and the success of a facility like this has been checked. That's what they came back with. Now we're about to do a phase two study that shows all the economics. What's the economic impact? What's the cost to build it? How do we get there?
Does it look at traffic and environmental issues too, Jim?
It's not going to go as deep into traffic and environmental, but listen, the facility is already built, right? There's an arena on that site where we're proposing the convention center to be, and the arena is this much economic impact, and a convention center impact is a mile high. And so why would we not want to leverage everything we can for the North Jersey region, especially coming out of the pandemic where hospitality and local businesses have suffered the most? Why wouldn't we want to think about how to leverage that going forward for the next 15 or 20 years?
So let's talk about it, Jim. We're going into the spring. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're getting close to the spring 2022, 2 years plus into the pandemic. How badly have most of the businesses at the chamber suffered, and specifically how?
You know what, Steve, there's a real dichotomy because there's certain industry sectors of the chamber whose members didn't feel much negative impact at all. Construction, certain elements of commercial real estate and so forth. What was hurt was predominantly hospitality, that hotel sector, restaurants, dining, attractions, all the kinds of places that have been shuttered. Main Street businesses, those are the businesses that have been hurt the most. And so a project like this really provides some long-term relief, not only in terms of recovery, but another source of energy and business potential to all these types of businesses in the future.
Jim, obviously we have a big audience in New York. Our partners at WNET Group, PS, watch Metro Focus every night, WNET, and public television stations, NJPBS, as well as NJ Spotlight News. I will not plug any more than that. But the reason I bring up New York, Jim, is you got the Javits Center over on the west side. You got a bunch of activity going there. New York, New Jersey, this battle going on forever. You really believe we're going to compete effectively against what's going on in Manhattan?
So let me explain to you what the study showed, right? And this is not me. This is not Jim Kirkos, the champion of the region, talking. This is the private entity that's meant to do this in the study. The market analysis showed that the New York metropolitan area, including the Jacob Javits Center and its renovation that it recently went through, adding significant amount of space, is still short by almost 1 million square feet of exhibition space as compared to the top 15 other markets around the country.
What does that mean?
That means even if we built a 400 or 500,000 square foot facility in our marketplace, the New York metropolitan region is still short exhibition space. So that means we're not really going to compete with Javits. A 500,000 square foot facility, and the one that we propose is 460. It doesn't compete with Jacob Javits Center. It's a certain element of shows that are going to come to us that are not going to go there. We complement the Jacob Javits Center. We complement New York. But more importantly, and listen, my job is not to worry about New York. My job is to worry about New Jersey, the northern New Jersey, the greater Meadowlands area. This is a tremendous boon.
I hear. Before I let you go, American Dream, there's still news reports that talk about the fact that it's going to struggle. It's challenging. The economics are challenging. What's your sense of where it is and where it's going to be in the next couple of years?
Here's the gauge and the barometer that I use. There's no doubt that they've been harmed irreparably by the pandemic, right? Their ability to make the bond payments. All the news recently of them making a bond payment and tapping all of their reserves. But here's where I remain optimistic. Every time I go into the place, it's packed. I see people in every element of the entire space. People are shopping. They got bags with them. They're not just walking around. They're having fun. They're enjoying. They're in the water park. They're in the Sea Life Aquarium. They're on the ice skating rink. They're using the facility. Their ability to attract people is strong, and that's why I remain optimistic.
Jim Kirkos called himself the champion of the Meadowlands region, and no one is going to debate that. Even you got WrestleMania. I'll leave that alone. Hey, Jim, thank you, my friend. Again, a trustee of the Caucus Educational Corporation. And it's always good to talk to you, Jim. All the best.
Thanks for having me. See you soon.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Tim Sullivan, CEO of the New Jersey Economic Development Authority. Since joining the NJEDA, I've been struck by the incredible assets and resources that New Jersey has to offer. The NJEDA is working every day to grow New Jersey's economy in a way that maximizes the values of those assets to benefit every single New Jersey resident. This includes more support for small businesses and a focus on reclaiming New Jersey's position as a leader in the innovation economy. Visit njeda.com to learn more about how NJEDA is building a stronger and fairer New Jersey economy.
Also brought to you by NJM Insurance Group, serving New Jersey's drivers, homeowners, and business owners for more than 100 years. Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, here when you need us most, now and always. The New Jersey Education Association, PNC, Grow Up Great, Georgian Court University, MD Advantage Insurance Company, and by New Jersey Sharing Network,